Welcome back to WaterparkRangers Let's Play Pikmin 2. Last episode, we continued deeper down the Frontier Cavern. In this episode, we start off fighting a precariously placed orange Bulborb right next to a dwarf orange Bulborb here on level 7 of the dungeon. And there we go again, showcasing why I'm failing against orange Bulborb so much is only because if your captain gets hit, then your Pikmin have no way to actually attack it. And as long as you're attacking it, it really can't attack back. There we go, you're not attacking it. And you have not the capacity to attack it, you're pretty much screwed, and you are going to lose Pikmin. So, maybe one thing I've got to watch out for from now on is to throw them, but not get too close. Like, it's good to get close enough to obviously hit them rapid fire, but at the same time, when you're that close, you're kind of at risk of being hit by them as well. Alright, well that accounts for both the treasures on this floor. Oddly enough, I can't seem to find that glint beetle I was telling you about. I was kind of hoping that I'd run across it. Also, there's a geyser here, which is kind of weird because there's a geyser on the next floor, but... And the next floor is the final floor. It's an 8-floor dungeon. I guess that means, yeah, this is the deepest dungeon we've been in so far. And that's something I'll be able to say for a while now, because each dungeon is going to get progressively longer. There's an 8, a 9, a 10, and then a longer one after that, and another long one too. Anyway, here we are on final floor. There is a reason for this floor's unusual layout. Typically, what you're advised to do is, back in that first room, throw all your Pikmin up on a ledge, and then meet them up on the opposite side, because the hallway eventually loops back around to them. Because normally to head up this way is dangerous because of these enemies in the way, but because this is a hardcore run, we're just going to fight them. As you can see, the hallway is has an odd design. That all these little Bulborbs are moving down. These are Bulborb larvae. I don't feel shame in using purples there, because, although they basically only take one hit from a Pikmin to kill, just from the side or the top, the minute they bite into a Pikmin, that Pikmin dies. So they're basically insta-kill little Bulborbs. So that's incredibly dangerous. And what's more is the boss here keeps spawning them out, so there's like a constant supply of them. Look how quickly they eat Pikmin, it's ridiculous! Alright, screw it, let's just run up this little ledge right here. The boss here, you might recognize from the Hole of Beasts, it's Empress Bulblax! Now, she can produce these things basically infinitely. I think there's a max amount of, like, 50 she can have at once. Or 60, I forget. Whatever it is, you definitely don't want to have that amount out in the field going after you. Fortunately, it can run over these things, it can run over its own Bulborb larva, so you don't have to worry about fighting all of them. It kind of just kills them for you, due to how it rolls around. But it doesn't make it any less dangerous. Definitely a very hazardous boss, potentially the most devastating boss we've fought yet. Look how many of those, it just kills him, it just wipes the floor with him. And in addition, another thing that makes this boss more dangerous than the Hole of Beasts incarnation is, I think, it has double the HP of the one you fought in the Hole of Beasts, and even then, that one had a lot of endurance. This one is just ridiculous. I think the initial one you fight in the Hole of Beasts is 2500 HP, this one is 5000. For those of you who don't know what 2500 translates to, that's 2500. So that's pretty massive. And I don't believe you can hurt it when it's rolling around, because Pikmin typically do get launched off its body the second they're thrown at it while it's rolling. So, not much luck there. And I think we should be able to defeat it now? Come on! Oh no! Oh, okay, Pikmin, get out of there! Get out of there, Pikmin! You're being stupid, Pikmin! Okay, killed 3 whites. Okay, well, let's just finish it off now. I've had enough of this boss. There we go! Done with you. I didn't even have time to put out another larva. So there we have the boss of the Frontier Cavern defeated. The real Empress Bulblax. The legit one, not the trading one from Hole of Beasts. Olfactory sensors overloading, approaching outer stink limits. The stench must be emanating from that object. That little Dora the Explorer shoe, or whatever it is. Little pink shoe. That must be for, like, a toddler or something, because if Elmo's only the size of a quarter, that's not a very big shoe. It's no Air Jordan, that's for sure. Well, that was my run of the boss, but, there is a smarter way of doing it. As you can see, there's the pod. We're on a higher spot right there, so if you just throw everything up onto the ledge there, you can have your captains go around, running past the larva, and meet up with a Pikmin. So that's the smart idea to do. Took a randomly deep breath there for some reason. I guess I didn't notice that I was just saying a really long sentence and then I forced myself to survive by taking a deep breath. Repugnant Appendage. This object has pockets of air under its surface. It is perfect for the boots I'm making. Processing complete. Nano assemblage of the rush boots is concluded. These nullify wind resistance by circulating air beneath the soles of the chew. You'll move faster and you'll no longer be blown away by puffy blowhog's nasal blasts. Now, normally that wouldn't matter because we've only fought one puffy blowhog in the entire game so far. But the last area of the game does introduce the puffy blowhog. It reappears in all the dungeons there, so that's when you're going to be fighting it a lot. And once again, we must abandon our poor Bulbman. I don't feel too good about that. And yeah, what else can I say? Oh my god, we lost 50 Pikmin? Whoa, okay. Frontier Cavern officially overtakes all the dungeons so far in Pikmin losses. And I think it's safe to say, this sounds like a pessimistic thing to say, but if this continues, and we're definitely going to be losing more Pikmin than that, progressively worse in every dungeon, from this point to the end. But there are only 4 dungeons left, we've done 10 out of 14, there's only 4 left, so there's only room for so much more failure. Unfortunately, that's still quite a bit. As you can see, the rush boots let us run much quicker. That's the more notable advantage they have. Besides, apparently, not being able to be blown over by puffy blowhogs, which doesn't really matter much, I don't think. Or maybe it does, I'm not sure. We can quickly head back down here. And remarkably, even though it's been snowing for 10 days straight, Louis' impact is still there in the snow. So that's always cool. One thing that I thought was kind of a missed opportunity, though, was like, although I know they have different things happen after a certain number of days, it'd be cool if they put something new back there, like, by day 30, because I know by day 30 there are different changes, particularly in Perplexing Pool. I've been thinking, and maybe once this LP is over, I mean, once I've ran through the game and we've gotten all the treasures and stuff, I might have just one more episode at the end where we just encounter fun things that happen on different days. Or maybe just do one last, like, visit around the planet. I think that could be fun. Bonus features are pleasant. I enjoyed doing the one for Pikmin 1, so I'm looking forward to the one for Pikmin 2. One thing about bonus features, though, is they sometimes throw off the climactic feel of a game. I'm thinking particularly, like, about if in Wind Waker I'd still gone on to do, like, the Nintendo Gallery after it was all done. That might have not been as cool. Oh, that electric cord! That's accounted for 23 of the deaths. Though plenty of the monsters are pretty bad, too. Some president you are. I just got back from vacation to find out you're on a treasure hunt. Well, don't bother coming home until you've found every item on your list. That's the president's wife! She basically... I love how, like, all of the wives basically just look like the characters themselves, just... It's hilarious. Day 11! Thankfully, we can return right back to Valley of Repose, because we're going to finish off the area on this day, finish the last dungeon in this area, and then really all that's going to be left to do is the final dungeon and its... No, the final area and its dungeons. It's kind of cool how the final area actually does take a while to finish. I can even say that perhaps it's a bit longer than the other areas in the game. Because I have been looking at my... I'm looking at how much time each of this Let's Play's taken so far, and there's about an equal amount of time put into each of the areas when you account for all the dungeons. And I'm talking about Awakening Wood, Valley of Repose, Perplexing Pool. They're roughly an equal amount of time. They're roughly about this equal amount of hours. I just forget at the moment what that hour count is. Oh, one of the things I have to say is really nice about this game, like a little nice touch that's improved. And I'm just growing Pikmin because, well, our insane losses in the Frontier Cavern. One thing that I think is really improved is with the pellet posies. The Pikmin won't go after their stems unless they have a pellet on them. In the first Pikmin game, like, the stems would appear, but if the pellets hadn't grown out by now, if the pellets hadn't grown out by then, the Pikmin would take down the stems anyway, and then you'd have no chance of getting anything out of that flower for the whole day. So that effect is gone, and I'm thankful for that. I guess it was just a really nice little beneficial change that they made. And I've been looking at our populations. I've been thinking that we will need more yellows because we actually do have a good amount of boss encounters left. More blues wouldn't hurt either. Just more Pikmin all around, really. I'm wondering how many reds. We probably do need a good amount of reds. Because we're going to be losing a lot of Pikmin, unfortunately, in the days to come. You know what? Let's just get more yellows to carry this anyway. We could use a boost, so let's bring it down. Let's bring it on down now. Oh yeah, I know you're going to like this. I just had to reference Montgomery Mini Mall. No, I didn't, but I felt compelled to, and so that was the result of my compulsion. Anyway, we'll continue with Day 11 and finishing this area next episode.